world behind our world, and gone looking for it, and if the tales be true, more than one has found it. Here is a beguiling glimpse of that world, and the hidden people, and what happened to a human who went there. It was told by the visionary poet William Sharp, who heard it from an islander of Iona at the beginning of the last century.
He says, "It is commonly said that the people of the Sheave dwell within the hills, or the underworld, or the land of the wave, the land under the sea. But from a friend, an islander of Iona, I have learned many things, and among them that the Sheave no longer dwell within the inland hills, and that many of them inhabit the lonelier isles of the west, in particular the 7 hunters. Their kingdom is in the north, under the dancing men, as the Hebrideans call the polar aurora. They are always young there. Their bodies are white as a wild swan, their hair yellow as honey, their eyes blue as ice. Their feet leave no mark on the snow. The women are white as milk, with eyes like sloes and lips like red rounds. They fight with shadows, but the shadows are not shadows to them. The Sheave slay great numbers at the full moon, but never hunt on moonless nights or at the rising of the moon, or when the dew is falling. Their lances are made of reeds that glitter like shafts of ice, and it is ill for a mortal to find one of these lances, for it is tipped with the salt of the wave that no living thing has ever touched. There are no men of the human clans there, and no shores, and the tides are forbidden."
How beautiful they are, the lordly ones, who dwell in the hills, in the hollow hills. They have faces like flowers, and their breath is a wind that stirs amid grasses filled with white clover. Their limbs are more white than the shafts of moonshine. They are more fleet than the March wind. They laugh and are glad and are terrible when their lances shake and glitter. How beautiful they are, how beautiful the lordly ones in the hollow hills.
Long ago, one of the monks of Columbus sailed to the tideless shore. He sailed for thrice 7 days till he lost the rocks of the north, and for thrice 30 days until Iceland in the south was like a bluebell in a great grey plain, and for thrice 3 years among icebergs. For the first 3 years the thin things of the sea brought him food, and for the second 3 years he knew the kindness of creatures of the air, and in the last 3 years, sure angels fed him. And after that, you ask? Well, he lived among the Sheave for 300 years. When he came back to Iona, he was asked where had he been all that long night since he even sung to matins. The monks had sought him everywhere, and at dawn found him lying, casual as you like, in the hollow of the long wave that washes Iona on the north shore. He laughed at that. Where have I been for a night? Sure, I have been on top of the billows for 9 years and 3 months and 21 days, and for 300 years I have lived among a deathless people. I have drunk sweet ale every day, and every day have known love among flowers and green bushes, and at dusk have sung old, beautiful, forgotten songs, and with star flame have lit strange fires, and at the full of the moon have gone forth laughing to slay. I tell you, boys, it was heaven there under the lights of the north. Well, that got the attention of the cold and hungry monks, so they inquired a little more how they might know one of these people and where they might be found should they have the chance to go looking, not that they would or anything like that at all. He said that away from there they have a cold, cold hand, a cold, still voice, and cold, ice blue eyes. They have 4 cities at the 4 ends of the green diamond that is the world. That in the north is made of earth, that in the east of air, that in the south fire, that in the west of water, and in the middle of the green diamond that is the world is a glen of precious stones. It is in the shape of a heart and glows like a ruby, though all the stones and gems are there. It is there that the Sheave go to refresh their deathless life. Well, just before they fell entirely under the spell of faerie that hung thick and heady about him, a as their robes hung thick and heavy and cold and itchy about them, the abbot marched in amongst them, frightening the dreams out of them. They scattered from their brother like a shark. All too readily they agreed with the abbot that this kingdom was surely Ephraim, the Gaelic hell. And so they put their comrade alive in a grave in the sand because of the light that was in his eyes. And then he stamped the sand down upon his head and sang hymns so that mayhap even yet his soul might be saved, or at least that when he went back to that place he might remember other songs than those sung by the milk-white woman with eyes like sloes and lips red as rounds. Indeed, the abbot bent low to the earth where the brother was buried and gave him a final message. Tell that honey-mouthed, cruel people they are in hell, said the abbot, and give them my ban and my curse unless they will cease laughing and loving sinfully and slaying with bright lances, and will come out of their secret places and be baptized. They have not yet come, and who could blame them?